We should always trust our not only feelings, but also we should have absolute faith and belief upon our intuition, intellect, heart, and all that is natural and obviously intrinsic to and about ourselves. We should trust all those faculties, powers, and feelings in one way or another, and we should fill our paper with whichever ways we possibly can, and by writing whatever comes to our intuition, heart, psychology, we should do that. We should write immediately all that, lest we forget. Because if we have forgotten all, then what are we going to write anyway? So, what poetry are we going to write down in our paper if we just do not know what imagination, fantasy we should have? So, we should trust imagination because imagination is superior to knowledge. Imagination, fantasy are subjective powers, are always going to be more important, bigger, better than all of the combination of knowledge, intellect, and our other very finite, limited, relative kind of achievements, success, accomplishments in our lives, which is external, societal, circumstantial, anyways, and which is also transient, temporary, conditional in one way or another. So we should trust our heart instead. We should write whatever we possibly can on the base of not only intellect, but most importantly, with the help of our heart, feeling, imagination, subjective faculties, and fantasy. And we should fill our paper with writing, or by writing whatever our heart holds and whatever it has to say to us. Because if we do not translate our heartstrings into reality, if we do not write down our deepest pains, sufferings, and struggles into the paper, then those things are going to pile up and they are going to become a lot of burden upon ourselves. We're going to suffer from a lot of unexplained, unnecessary, unreasonable kind of sorrow, adversity, a torment, suffering, struggle in our lives. Not because that is good, but because we have not been able to recognize the shadow within us, as we have failed to bring our internal darkness to the light. And because we have not made the unconscious conscious, we're suffering from that repressed unconscious content. We are also suffering from and struggling with whatever we don't like about ourselves and whatever we denied and refused in ourselves, because that obviously grows up, that adds up to the suffering, and that never disappears. It becomes the unconscious, and the unconscious conscious or the shadow knows ourselves better than we know ourselves. It knows our weaknesses, triggers, shortcomings, and differentiations in one way or another. So obviously the shadow has to be recognized and then integrate, and so does our feelings, emotions, everything that is bad. Those things have to be brought to the light. So we should fill the paper with writing whatever our heart holds, and whatever the heart has to say has to be translated onto the paper. Because if we don't write down, then we suffer